Alright, y'all. Back at the bench. Take it back apart. Same process as before. It's no different. Pop her out nice and gently. Remember to take out your pickup shoes, as I did not. Set the pickup shoes aside. Set our pickup shoe springs aside. Yeah, we are rather warm. So, remove the pinion. Set that here. It's our old one. Remove the rear. That. Move our motor magnet. Traction magnet stayed in the chassis, so that's a happy thing. Pull the brush barrel, let the brush fall out. There we go. Spring out. Brush barrels are still looking nice and clean, so that's a good thing. Place them here and here. Grab the 8 thousandths bag. We're going to put them back in the bag. Now we are going to install our 7 thousandths tensioned brush springs. Experiment with those. See how they run. Alright, it's 2 of them out. Toss them in the brush barrels. And reinstall our brushes and brush barrels into the chassis.
Yeah, I know. I don't know who.
Left side. Sorry guys, small parts can be hard to deal with. Alright, that's our right side brush barrel installed. Move our the cracked brush out of the way. Unfortunate that happened. And let's go ahead and start reassembly. Just because I am wanting to set our brush spring tension before I start messing with our pickup shoe spring tension, and it seemed to be running nice on these 10 thousandths tension springs, so we'll keep running these. The shoe travel was good, and so was our shoe wear pattern. It was nice and straight across the shoe, which is what we're looking for. Sorry, not across, but down the length of the shoe. Our rear axle reinstalled. That's already a lot less tight than those 8 thousandths tensioned shims. not shims. Our 8,000ths tensioned brush springs. Lot looser car, less friction. So here in just a moment. Alright, the shoe's installed. So 377 was our fast time with those 8,000 shims. It was a tighter car, stopped really quick, got really hot real quick, and it ran about 280 on the dyno, which my father's car is running over 320 and Shady's car is running over 3. So we'll see the improvement here. Let me go grab the lubricant. We'll be right back. We'll throw it on the dyno. All right, we are lubricated.
It's way faster.
Throw her on the dyno.
Like the same speed.
Sounds good. Looks like we're running 369, 360s on the dyno. Kind of undulating a little bit, but not horribly. Looks like we're settling at about 350. Continuing to fall, we are heating up. Body came off, looks like it's okay. So, we're going to go ahead and go over. Yes. A lot cooler than before. It was much hotter by this point last time. So let's take it over to the track and let's see how it does on the track. Alright, ladies and gents, let's see what we can set with this setup. All I gotta do is keep it on the track. Oh yeah. $387, $386. Definitely hard to control these cars at 20 volts.
Yeah, it's definitely
It's a lot of power.
Track.
379, close to our fast time before.
It's fast on the
383. 375.
So that's faster than our 8,000ths brushes. I just got to get these turns down. But that is already a lot looser. It still stops pretty well. It's not as coasty as my father's car. But that's still quite a lot better in performance than our 8,000ths brushes. It's a lot less tight when I roll the wheels using the axle. It's slightly tighter than Shaden's and Dad's car. But in terms of speed performance, it's not impeding the car nearly as much as our 8,000ths tension was. Got a lot of straightaway punch though. Which will definitely be good on Jim's velocity though. Long-time viewers of the channel will have seen that track at least 3 times now. You know what it's like, but Jim's track is a very fast track, long straightaways, a couple of big sweeping corners. Having a punchy and fast top-end car is definitely an advantage on that track. If you do want a handling car.
367. 368.
So, those 7,000ths are definitely quite a bit better performing than those 8,000 shims. Those 8,000ths brush springs just seem to be too high in tension.
So after running a bit, we'll place her back on the dyno. And see what we're at.
Still running 350s, 360s, still undulating a little bit, but a very stable car, which is good. That's what we're looking for. So after coming off the track, after coming off 20 volts, once it settles down to this 12 volt power pack, we're running 322s on the dynos. It looks like we're not going to go much lower than that, which is good. I'd like that. I really like the way the car's set up right now. This is a really good setup, but we haven't tried the 6,000s tension, and I made a promise that we would try all three of them, so we'll remember our times and what we're running on the dyno now with the 7,000s shims. But if the 6,000s aren't running any better, then we are probably going to run these 7,000s. Obviously. Oh. Oh. Hold on. Put the axle in backwards. That's never good to do. Sounds hot. Running 360 just like we were before on the 7,000s, but we'll see if it drops at all once it starts warming up real good. Looks like we're sticking around the 360 range permanently at the moment. Pretty good amount of drop or pretty good amount of time on the dyno, and we haven't dropped much. Still running real hard and fast. We'll take it over to the track and we'll see what it does.
We're going to clear off the time board here to get us some fresh times.
Yellow flag. Go!
We'll see what we set here. This is our third test with 6,000 tension brush springs in it. Every single time, right there. Before we started slowing down. 3.6. Oh, 3:51 is the fastest time that I saw out of that run. 3:55 was that last lap's time before I put the body on crooked after hitting the wall. So those 6,000s are definitely better. The car is far more coasty than it was before with the 8s and the 7s. So It's about the same speed with the 7s, but I am used to driving far more coastier cars, so that's probably helping attribute to the faster times than the 7s. It stopped quicker with the 7s, and I just don't drive that way. So, definitely the best setup so far with these 6,000 shims. I think we're definitely going to stick with these. Much faster car than before. Much more consistent car, and it runs really smoothly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, back at the desk. So, the one last thing to try would be to change our pickup shoe tension. The only thing I see that doing is possibly making it easier to corner. But I am fairly happy with how this car is running now. And we've taken it apart quite a few times to change out those brush springs. And it's a pain in the butt. But she's running extremely well now. Very fast car, very consistent car, very consistent on the dyno and on the track. It's definitely the fastest out of the 3 cars, my dad's, my brother's, and mine. They're all rather equal. It's just that little bit much faster on the dyno, but track performance, you never know. This is definitely the fastest that this car has ever been since I bought it, with the brand new motor, the new brushes, new brush springs. So what did we learn from the higher tension brush springs? What it appears to do is add more brake to the car. More tension on that armature, more brakey. But it does limit overall top speed, of course, because it's got more friction, more tension. So, if you want a fast and brakey car, higher tension is probably what you want to go with. But it does make the car heat up quite quickly, and it went down. You could see how much slower it was with those 8,000s brushes in it. It was slower on the track. It was far more brakey. It stopped really quick. The 7,000s is a good in-between. It's about the same. You saw it drop to about 320 on the dyno. That's where it was happiest. It still got hotter than the 6s. And the 6s, it stays up at 360. It's more coasty. But that's the way I like to drive my cars. Your cars might act completely different with higher tension brushes. Every car is different. I don't know what it would have done with this older motor. This is an older 19... whenever, Tyco was made. So that's a stock motor from way back when. The motor I put in it is a new old stock motor, so it's made with new materials to the stock spec. So it's fresh. It's running fresh. So we seem to have a very good car here. I'm going to leave it this way. I don't think we're going to do any more setup on it. Keep a lookout for our live video on the race on the 20th. Keep a lookout for my car. Keep a lookout for Dad's car and Shaden's car. You've seen the build on my dad's car. You've seen the build on my car now. And I call this a lovely success. I've got extra parts for everything else. I've got traction magnets in case we decide to go to a certain level of racing that I can use these, which would be super fun. Unfortunately, I cannot use them for this race because I will get cheater. And I don't appreciate that. I don't like cheating. So, we'll see you next time. Thanks for letting me host you guys. Thanks for letting me build a car in front of you. Keep the wheels on the downside and the pin in the slot. We'll see you next time.